What's up, Roger?
What's going on, Devin? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here doing this today, celebrating the music of Toots Hibbert.
Today is very special, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to celebrate the life of Toots Hibbert. I know that a lot of us are mourning, and we're mourning over the death of Toots last week. But you know what? It's time to turn that frown upside down, and we're going to celebrate his music, celebrate his life through music.
Exactly. And this is the 20th episode of the Reggae Podclash.
Wow.
And it's special, for a few reasons. One is because we're here celebrating the life and music of Toots Hibbert. Another is that this is our first pre-recorded broadcast. We're not doing it live. So, feel free to leave your comments and stuff, but we're just going to be, on a beach in Cancun, not reading them. So
Laters.
And the third reason is that we don't have a guest today in so much as we usually have a guest calling in talking about their life. Our special guest today is the turntable playing the music of Toots Hibbert. So shall we bring the special guest in?
Let's bring him in, yeah.
Everybody welcome in the turntable.
Yeah. It's been a while, dude. It's been a while. How you doing, turntable?
That turntable he's got some work cut out for him today.
He does.
It's good work because couldn't ask for a better musician to play music from.
Yes, of course. And everyone, we could easily just be hitting MP3s for you. We could, but we're not. On this show, we pride ourselves with shining a light on the media of vinyl, of records. Yes. And me and Devin love records, love collecting records. And so this is yet another opportunity to play records for you. So everything done today will be, all the music you hear will be from records, from 45s and from LPs. It'll all be Toots Hibbert, Toots and the Maytals.
Toots and the Maytals.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings. We'll get into that.
The Vikings. That's right.
Some of his first recordings were done as the Vikings. And then we also, in addition to playing his music today, we also got some really cool video submissions from artists that you all know and love. We got Mr. David Hinds from Steel Pulse.
Yeah.
Quentin Fearon from the Gladiators. Jesse Wagner from the Aggrolites.
Yeah.
The Delirians.
Ooh.
And a fifth special duo that if we make it that far, then we might just have to surprise everybody.
You guys, you got to stay for that.
Yeah,
I know who it is.
End. That'll be at the end.
You got to stay. It's great
for
stuff.
That. But let's start things off with the music of Toots Hibbert. This is Coxsone 7-inch. There's a lot of ska that's going to be played today. A lot of we're really focusing on Toots's the early days, ska, rocksteady, and the early days of reggae, mainly because that's what Roger and I have on vinyl. But today we're starting with one of my favorite Toots tunes. I just think it's, Toots is known as a soul singer and a gospel singer in the reggae vein. And to me, this tune captures the gospel essence of Toots maybe as well as any other. So this one is called Helping Ages. Raj, why don't you cue that one up?
Yeah, Mr. Turntable.
Oh Lord.
Ooh,
That's a nice one.
yeah, most definitely. Geez, when he sings it, he means it.
That tune, it's just for selfish reasons. There's so many reasons that we wanted to have Toots on the show, and he was scheduled to be on August 29th, and he went into the hospital August 27th. So, obviously that was not able to happen, but that was on my list of tunes to ask him about because I sometimes have a hard time, understanding the lyrics
Right.
of Toots sometimes, and that's one where I just would really I've always wanted to sing that song myself, just when I'm sitting around playing guitar, but I can't figure out all the lyrics. So I was definitely going to ask him about that one. But regardless, it's like you can hear the soul in his voice, as you always can with Toots.
Definitely. I mean, it's obviously it's a young Toots Hibbert, so
Right.
that voice is just full pedal to the metal. Just you can just imagine the feeling behind it if you were there live when he was singing it, because you hear the volume, you hear how much he's projecting his voice. But geez, man, it's so powerful. I would love to have been in his presence during that recording.
I know, man.
Crazy.
So as we mentioned, we also have some special guests who sent in some video submissions of themselves playing some of their favorite Toots tunes, and it's really pretty amazing to have some of his contemporaries and musicians that we look up to that looked up to Toots so much that they wanted to be involved in this. So this first video we're going to play for everybody is Mr. Clinton Fearon from the Gladiators, and we'll let you see which tune he picked. But here it is, Mr. Clinton Fearon of the Gladiators.
Yeah, greetings everyone, greetings. Yeah, this is Clinton Fearon. Yeah, and this moment is about our brother Toots Hibbert. Hey, long story, a musical story, a lifelong story. You know what I mean? The musical arena, the brother has done so much. Hey, he's passed on in the flesh. In the spirit, he's still with us. And musically, he's all around us. You know what I mean? For example, this song 5446 is one of my favorite with him. I'm gonna do a little version of it. You know what I mean? So enjoy. In the name of love. Stick it up, mister! Get your hands in the air, sir! Do you hear what I said, sir? Get your hands in the air, sir! And you will get no hurt, no. I say yeah, this is what I say, I say, hear me now, oh yeah, this is what I say, The radio, what's your number, man? I didn't answer. He said, what's your number, man? I didn't answer. He said, what's your number now? 5446 was my number. Ooh yeah. But right now someone else got that number. 5446 was my number. Ooh yeah. But right now someone else got that number. Give it to me one time. Give it to me 2 times. Give it to me 3 times. Yeah. That's it. And $54.46 was my number. Ooh yeah. But right now, someone else got that number. 5446 was my number. Ooh, yeah. But right now, someone else got that number. Give it to me one time. Give it to me two times. 5446 was my number. Ooh, yeah. But right now, someone else got that number. 5446 was my number. Ooh, yeah. But right now, someone else got that number. I say yeah, I say yeah. Listen to what I say, what I say. When you do hear me now, oh yeah. Listen to what I say, I say. I'm not a fool to hurt myself. No, I wouldn't do that. He said, give me what you got in your pocket now. I wouldn't do that. I'm not a fool to hurt myself. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. 5446 was my number. Ooh, yeah. Right now, someone else got that number. Boo, bada, BJ.
Yes.
Oh, man, dude.
I was just smiles the whole
First
time.
of all, dude, he's like the most adorable human being, man. Clinton
I
Fearon.
love Clinton so much.
I want you to be my homie, my brother, my dad, everything. Clinton, you're the best.
Everything.
But man, already from
And
the
his
top,
voice, man. Clinton.
dude, from the top, I'm like, what the heck? If he still has it. He still has it. Plain simple. He's always never lost it.
Clinton is.
Oh, dude.
Is it? Clinton is it.
What a great
Man.
rendition of 5446, and it's always dope to hear, you know, his contemporaries give him love, and when you have Jamaican, that's what I really notice about the more and more Jamaican artists, old school Jamaican artists I talk to, is that they got nothing. There's really no. It's all love, you know. Even if you look at some of the in public kind of cute like feuds they may have, like from sound system to sound system or from studio to studio, they're really, it's not genuine like dislike, or it's like everyone's in it for everyone. And so that's awesome to see Clinton show some love for Toots, you know.
And it's cool to like 5446, that tune especially. It's cool to see like just how that tune has resonated with people, so many different people, you know, from obviously like from Sublime to you know, people like Yellow Man having big hits with it, just like
right.
And it's like you ask someone to cover a Toots tune, and that's like the first one that comes to mind, you know. And it's cool to just it's cool when one song has that kind of power.
True that.
And so yeah, we've got some more special guests coming up to do some more tributes to Toots, but right now we need to bring back our main guest, Mr. Turntable.
Yeah, Turntable, you looking good.
Yeah. We have a tune coming up next. This is by the Vikings. This is Toots and the Maytals. Some of their earliest recordings were done as the Vikings. I've read some places that it was mistakenly credited to the Vikings, so I don't know. I'm sure there are scholars out there watching that know whether or not that name was on purpose or not. But however it may be, it's labeled as the Vikings, but it's Toots and the Maytals, a ska tune called ZACIONS. Mr. Turntable.
Nothing to do but play. They holler live long day. Nothing to do but play. They holler live long day. But fly, butterfly, don't take your time away. Up in the tree just singing. Voices ringing,
that's a dope
Yes.
ending.
I was gonna say it's one of the few actual endings in Jamaican music, rather than a fade out. You know,
Right.
it's like you almost always hear a fade out.
Totally.
That song's got an ending. That song, that's my brother's record, and shout out Patrick.
Patrick.
And Patrick was in a ska band called the Officials here in L.A. Whose members have gone on to be in the Interrupters and Revolution and all kinds of stuff. Patrick's in the Feet Warmers and in the Man-Like-Devin duo.
Yeah.
But they used to play that tune, ZACIONS, and that was the first time I heard it, was when his band would cover it.
Nice.
So, had some good times playing that tune. And the Vikings. And that's an
Yeah.
Islands record, 7-inch. I
Right.
think. Yeah.
So, do you know anything about the whole name, the Vikings, and
Like I was saying, like I'm not sure if it was an accidental thing or who came up with that. I've read various reports. I'm sure
Okay.
someone can enlighten us.
okay?
A lot of times when Roger and I do this podcast and we do our record of the week, we do a lot of research and have things to say about each tune. But today, we're really letting the music speak for itself for all these songs. So I don't know so much about the history behind that specific tune, except
Right.
that I love it. ZACIONS.
I would love to find out that it was just they were fans of that era, the Viking era, and that
Right.
Toots had so much knowledge on that specific point in time in life.
The Norse,
I'd be
Norse
stoked.
invasion of
Exactly. We must call the band the Vikings. It's a tough name, though. I mean, think about it. It's a cool name. If that was the name of my band at the end of the day, I'd be like, go with it. That's
Go
tough.
with the Vikings.
Heck yeah.
Well, the next record we want to play is this is coming from an LP,
Mhm.
and we got to get the other turntable queued up. But while that happens, I will tell
Oh,
the people.
no. It's queued up.
Oh,
like
is
a
it?
mug.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you
Just
got
like
it. Look at
heartbeats. Seconds.
that. Well, so don't forget to put it on 33 because I would definitely forget that.
nope. It's there.
Okay, there you go. I don't need to tell you.
This isn't like when I'm DJing in out there in the real world.
This is a tune called. This is from the Do the Reggae LP.
Mhm.
First time the name reggae was used by by anyone, and it was done by Mr. Toots. Do the Reggae, but this tune is a song called Reborn, and I have to say that when people ask me what my favorite Toots song is, it's hard to pick one, but when I have to pick one, this is usually it. Just the combination of heavy rocksteady rhythm. This is like, to me, the prototype. There's different kinds of rocksteady, right? Everything from like borderline ska, to this, which is this. To me, this is textbook, just tight reggae. Rocksteady, where it's just doom 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 doom.
Yeah.
So, and listen to the lead guitar work on this, but it's Toots' voice. And again, this is a song I had written down to ask Toots about, like the lyrics to this tune.
Mhm.
It's another one where I can't really understand them all. But this one is Toots and the Maytals' rocksteady tune called Reborn.
I could see
Wicked, wicked, wicked.
That reverb on the vocal, that's like that rock steady reverb that, you listen to it. Like, I listen I sometimes zero in on that with my ears because I'm like, okay, how would I reproduce that like for some recordings of my own? And it's like a big reverb.
Mm-hmm.
But then every time you try like a big reverb, no matter what reverb unit you have, it sounds, I don't know, for me, I never quite like have figured out, like so many things with Jamaican music, you can't quite figure it out. And
Right.
I just like the reverb sounds so big and yet so like organic. Like I love rock steady, like over exaggerated vocal reverbs.
Nice.
So dope.
That doesn't get in the way of everything else, right? Because by nature, it just doesn't.
Right.
But then when modern bands try to do it,
Yeah.
you got to that's a hurdle you got to jump. It's like,
Exactly.
oh, shoot, just not going to sound like that, That kind of sounds like a plate reverb to me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You would know.
Yeah, man, not enough time in the day, but what I want to do is just like geek out and just go start recording reverbs over and over and over with
Right.
different EQ settings on tape and just really geek out on that, because that's when you're going to find, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is what's going on here. Maybe it's a different order of how they bounce stuff or whatever, but it's trial and error. And at the end of the day, you ain't going to get it because it's just
Yeah,
the magic
that's the
of
bottom line.
Jamaican studios.
Just ain't gonna get it. Plus, I'm sure Toots' voice can hit any effect unit and just make it sound better.
Right? No, definitely. Yeah, he'll come
Uh,
in the studio and just murder it.
Right. And the lead guitar on that ding 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 ding. Oh man, that's just like so textbook to me. That's what I think of when I think of rocksteady. Is that groove?
Yeah, for sure. The up and down, like you mentioned even earlier. The doom, doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom. It's upbeats and downbeats.
Yeah.
I said it
That's
before. Jamaican music is upbeats and downbeats. Other musics are upbeats, downbeats, and everything in the middle.
All right.
Jamaican music, heavy Jamaican music, is upbeats and downbeats.
And if your job in the reggae band is to play the downbeats, play the downbeats.
Yeah, not everyone needs to jump on the upbeat train.
Yeah. Your guitar player and your piano player will hold that down. Everyone
Yeah.
else, play the downbeats.
Because you need that contrast. You need it. That's when
Yeah.
you're moving like this at a club. You don't know why you're doing it, but you're going
Right.
up and down and up.
Right.
Simple.
And the straightness of it. Everybody wants to add. I mean, this is supposed to be a tribute to Toots, and we're like going into
We can't help it.
Jamaican music 101, but like, everyone wants to add that swing to things,
Yeah.
right? But there doesn't need to be swing and everything, and that's just
Nope.
just like as straight as you could possibly be.
Right. I agree.
All right. Well, this next tune does have a bit of swing and bounce to it. This is from. So we're gonna play one more record here, and then get to some more special guest video tributes. But this is from the classic Monkey Man LP. This is a tune called Sun, Moon, and Stars. And I first heard this song when I used to tape Chuck Foster's Reggae Central show here in LA. And I thought I knew most Toots stuff, but I guess like, how maybe like you go for a long time without ever buying Bob Marley's The Legend album, right? Because you're just like, you think you know it all. And then maybe you listen to it one day, you're like, you know what? Like I never really was too familiar with this one song on that record.
Yeah. You skip
And that's
it maybe. Maybe you
Yeah,
skip it because
whatever
the
it may
intro
be.
was whatever,
Exactly. And so this tune, Sun, Moon, and Star from the Monkey Man LP, when I heard it, I was like, what song is that? And then when I realized it was on the Monkey Man LP, I was like, how do I not know that tune? But this is such a great one. And I think he says the miry clay. Sun, moon, and
Ooh.
star bow down their head on the miry clay. That's
That
what,
makes sense.
it's that mire. So it's getting that mire in there.
Oh, Meyer Clay. See?
Yeah.
Makes
there you go.
sense.
So this is Sun, Moon, and Star. Toots and the Maytals from the Monkey Man LP. Oops. Wait a minute. Do that again. This is Sun, Moon, and Star. Here we go.
Oh, I'm going to rewind that.
Ooh, there it is.
We're getting DJ. We're getting DJ
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
There it
Here
is.
we go.
stars. That's a bouncy one.
Yeah, most definitely. You know what I noticed? I noticed this actually the other day when I was listening to Toots stuff, but he does it in this song. But his ad-libbing, lack of a better term, right? Soulful ad-libbing.
Right.
It reminds me, like, for the first second, I'm like, okay, cool. It's like kind of a funky thing. But it really isn't like a James Brown funky thing to me as much as it is like a blues. Mm-hmm. I can't really think of a certain artist to compare it to, but you know what I mean?
It makes sense that you can't think of someone to compare it to, because I was thinking about like what B.B. Seaton told us last week, that like him, B.B. Seaton being someone there, seeing Toots record some of his first recordings, him, B.B. and other like artists that were already doing their thing were like really impressed by how he wasn't trying to be an American or UK artist. He was really embracing like the Jamaican art form, so it's like it makes sense that you don't know who to compare it to, because it's like it's got those influences of like ad-libbing, and I know what you're talking about, but it's really uniquely Jamaican and uniquely Toots,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a clip. I know what it was. There's a clip, because all these clips are going around, as they should, because it's a beautiful thing to go on social media and see it just bombarded with Toots and the Maytals videos and recordings and pictures that I've never seen before, Mm-hmm. So there's this one clip, I forget who posted it, but it was him, maybe looks like in the 80s or something, but he's doing some kind of interview and he just goes into acapella, I think 5446 or something. Mm-hmm. But geez, that's where it was like it hit me. It's like, because he was doing some ad-libbing where it's like no one can touch that. It is super original, but it just reminded me of like some of the just old blues players. We're talking like not even established blues players in that moment where like you're a musician and you're just singing straight from the heart. There's nothing. You're trying to get the record. You're trying to get the contract. You're trying to get. I don't know. It's just it comes from a place that's so genuine. So that totally hit me. I was like, man, that's like a old school blues singer, Toots. But I agree with you, man. And B.B. Seaton that he said he defined his own style for sure. Yeah.
And that tune also that we just heard, I heard someone like talking about Toots once and was like, he doesn't sing about Rasta too much in his songs. And I remember telling him, no, that's not true. And I couldn't think of like the tunes, but that's a good example. That's an early one too. That's got to be 69 or 70 or whatever it is. And, he's singing Jehovah God, Jah Rastafari on the miry clay. So he's definitely saying Rasta in that song, which is really cool, because this person at least didn't really think of Toots as doing that so much. But he is. Let's see. And so why don't we do another video tribute? We got Mr. David Hinds of Steel Pulse send in a little tribute. And let's see where it is, and make sure there's a little cuteness at the end of this vid. So y'all gotta watch the whole thing. So here it is, Mr. David Hinds of Steel Pulse.
Almost heaven, West Jamaica, True Ridge Mountains, shining like Milk River. All my friends there, older than the ridge, younger than the mountains, blowing like summer breeze. Country road, take me home to a place I belong. West Jamaica, oh my mama, take me home. Country road, take me home to a place I belong. West Jamaica, oh my mama, take me home. Country road. I says yeah. I say yeah. I say yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. 8446 was my number. Right now, someone else has that number. 5446 was my number. Right now, someone else has that number. 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 Tribute to Toots Hibbert, the father of our music. Farewell, my brethren. Reggae music.
Reggae.
Yes.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I know. Reggae. His little kid at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Man. Well, thank you to David Hinds for submitting that to us.
Big ups, David.
Yeah, we're going to get him on the show sooner than later for sure. But it's just so cool, man. It's so cool to like just hear the love that everyone had for Toots. And then, you know, again, like he did Country Roads and then went into 5446 at the end of that. It's like people can't help but play 5446 when they think of Toots.
There you go.
It's just when you can have a song. I mean, just his discography is truly huge, you know, and full of so much quality. But like to have a song that is just a go-to. I mean, let's think about it for a second. Like just off the top of your head, like not even your favorite Toots songs, right? But like Toots songs that are just smash hits, like 5446, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monkey Man, Pressure Drop, Sweet and Dandy.
And that's funny, right? Because you say hits, and then for someone like us, you and me, we start dipping into that, what we think are hits, you know,
Right.
because so Sweet and Dandy is like, you know, it depends. I agree. It's a hit.
I mean, it was on the
sure.
Harder They Come soundtrack,
I agree.
so, you know,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a song people know. So Sweet and Dandy, Pressure Drop, 5446, Monkey Man, like those four right there, right?
Right.
Are done by artists across all genres.
True.
And then his version of Country Roads that David Hinds just did, that, you know, that's super well known by a lot of people.
Funky Kingston.
And then we're not even Funky Kingston, and we haven't even mentioned Bam Bam, right?
Right. Time
So-
Tough is a hit to me,
Tough.
but just because, you know, it's one of the first Toots songs that I heard, and I was loving it.
Right. So I mean, his, you know, not it's really it's pretty crazy to have that amount of talent, right? To be able to have that transcendent of a voice, but then
Yeah.
be such a great songwriter as well and
True.
performer. You know, he was really, really one of a kind in that sense. That's why he's up there, you know, right at the top with Bob Marley and artists like that, because he could do it all.
And
you know,
I love artists that can play, because he plays guitar, you know. So I think that there's something to that. I mean, there's obviously something to that. If you're an artist, old school Jamaican artist, and you were doing the thing back in the ska days, rocksteady days, there's something to be said for if you're an artist that comes in with a lyrical idea, or you're a group of guys, and now you got to talk to the house band, and there's that moment of, okay, let's turn this into a song, as opposed to, you know, you already worked out the chords, and you kind of saw its full potential yourself before, and the band just has to learn it, and now they get to rock out and add to it instead of trying to figure out, okay, cool, should this be a 2-chord composition? Should it be, you know, something else? Should it go somewhere else? So that is really, really, that's what I noticed too. You know, seeing Toots as a guitar player, it's like, all right, he's able to sit down and just write the hits for
Right.
sure. Most definitely.
yeah, that's true. That's a huge component. All right, so we're gonna bring back our special guest, the turntable.
Come back here, turntable. Where are you going?
So this is
There
a
you
Prince
are.
Buster 7-inch. And again,
Whoa.
this is my brother's record, and I heard this first when his band, the I Officials, would cover this. This one is called, there it is. This one is called Pain in My Belly, and he's got a pain in his belly on this one, and he needs to go straight to UC, is
Dang.
what he says. Straight to the UC. So Pain in My Belly. Here we go.
I've got a pain down in my belly. Yes, it all comes to hurt now. Yeah, I know. I've got a pain and it hurt me so bad. I want to get it got out, got out, got out, got out. It is something universally I'm going to use. Straight to you.
That's a tune. Checky check. Dev, can you hear me?
Sorry, I was muted. You see, this is what happens. I try to be good when the record's playing.
You got me
And,
all scared right there.
Man, I was
we were under
talking.
some-
I was saying some stuff right there,
Wow.
and they just didn't hear me. Well, look, he went straight to UC, is what I was saying.
Oh,
And
okay.
he said something about a hernia. He says, pain down in my belly, and something hernia. But I can't really make out what he's saying. But I hear hernia. Definitely says hernia.
That's not good, Toots.
I know. But he went straight to UC. And
If someone
they fixed it.
if there's a trivia question, they're like, name one Jamaican tune that talks about a hernia. There you
Pain
go.
in my
You
belly
got it.
by Toots
Back
and the
pocket.
Maytals.
Pain in my belly.
Boom. Boom.
And you know that's written about someone, some homie.
See, this is the thing that, like, I try to remind myself as a songwriter, and I definitely remind other songwriters. It's like, you can't ever say you don't know what to write about. Things that happen to you all day long, you can write a song about it. And Jamaican music is a beautiful example of that. And some of the best Jamaican songwriters, their songs are just really topical. Like that one. He's got a pain in his belly. He's got to go to the hospital. And he writes a smash ska tune.
Right. And that might be for a commercial. You never know.
Right?
There was a commercial on some doctor that came in town. Hernia specialist. Call. Hernia. Hernia. Hernia.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You got it. That's pretty much it. So let's play another record, shall we? And let's play some
Yeah.
more ska, I think. This next one is a tune called Heaven Declare. It's, gospel-y Toots at his finest. So here we go. Toots and the Maytals. This is just the Maytals. This is before they were Toots and the Maytals.
Oh.
Plenty of these ska tunes are that. I think probably all the ska songs, right, are just the Maytals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So here we go. Heaven Declare.
Cool.
Heaven Declare.
Yeah, man.
That is on. Is that Life Could Be a Dream LP?
Yes.
That's my record, but I forget the name of it.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Life Could Be a Dream.
That's, dude, every song on that is just, if you like that song, you're going to like that record. It's just full of his, like, gospel-y, the Maytals gospel-y ska tunes. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I got early on when what was it? Is it the Sensational Maytals? It's a ska album too.
Yeah.
But that's what you get. You get that impression, that Toots was in the church, and that is also where he got some of his ingredients from.
For sure.
It's
Got a lot of
a
ingredients.
no-brainer. So it's like that's a great. If I was ever to kind of associate a gospel sound with a group. Now, granted, there's a lot of Jamaican trios back in those days that you could, but more so Toots and the Maytals. More so the Maytals than a lot of other people. Man,
For sure.
I would love to just be well, I mean, there's a million stories I would love to be a part of, jump in the time machine and go back to Jamaica. But like I said, man, just to see those three guys get together and belt it out. Gee whiz.
Well, we have their music still.
Yes.
And let's listen to one more record before we see another tribute video. Let's do one more record. This one is from it's an LP called Slatium. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Slatium Stoop. It's from 1972. Yeah, show them this record here. Slatium Stoop. Slatyum Stoop. It's 1972, and I know it was recorded at Dynamics. And a lot of the tunes on this record ended up on Funky Kingston, the Funky Kingston album. But different mixes. And I read somewhere someone hypothesizing that this was maybe an early attempt to break into an international market because the label knew they were gold, but maybe didn't get the label backing it deserves. And then they tried again with Funky Kingston and did a lot of these songs. I don't know if they're do-overs or just different mixes of the songs that ended up on both records. But the reason I like this record so much is because of this tune. It's the last tune on the record, and it's called It Was Written Down. It's a little-known Toots song. I mean, as far as I am concerned, in terms of, like, I never saw him play it live. All the times I saw him, I don't really hear too many other people playing, DJs playing this song or anything like that. But it's always been one of my favorites. He says it was written down there by those prophets, one love, one heart. That's the tune. So here we go. It Was Written Down by Toots and the Maytals.
Yep.
I apologize to everybody that my copy is not as clean as it could be, and there are some skips in there, but the music shines through. That's
what I was noticing. So what I did is I got like some Windex and I got some detergent, and it didn't help it. It made it worse. I started
made
scrubbing the vinyl. Go figure. I used every single form of cleaning I could, and we still got it scratchy.
Thank you, Raj. Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
There's a thing called Discogs where you can buy me a new record.
I definitely will. Man.
Yeah, but that tune, man, it was written down there. It's a bouncy one, right?
Yeah,
Kinda unlike
for sure.
any of the grooves we've played so far today. It's that it's early reggae, but it's not, but it's a bouncy one drop kind of thing. It's a nice one.
That's a good way of putting it. Like if you're in the studio, like let's do like a bouncy one drop thing. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice. I always love that tune. And I tried to I don't have a clean version of it. I bought a 7-inch of it once, and it was like a different.
Oh, it sounded
version.
good. It sounded good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I have a 7-inch that was like a different take or a different like studio session that didn't quite capture. Like I like that one, the balance of that tune. And then so I found out it was on this LP, and I guess it was a little dirtier than I thought. But it is what it is.
Dirty reggae.
Yeah, it's dirty reggae. So speaking of dirty reggae, the next thing we're going to give you guys is a video tribute by some guys that we know very well. It's a band from Los Angeles called the Delirians.
Yeah.
And Roger, I think you might know them even a little better than I do, and I know them pretty well.
Yeah,
So
they're a band from Los Angeles. Really, really, I don't need to even explain because they're so already known worldwide. They've been in Europe so many times. They're good friends of mine, and they record in the Riva Studios a lot. And they recently did a little short video tribute to Toots too. And so, I asked the guys if we could play it on this edition of the show, and they were more than willing to let us play it for you guys. So check it out. It's not a full song, but it's potent, quality.
All right, here we go. The Delirians doing "Hold On."
Get it, boys, get it.
I didn't want it to end. That was nice.
Dude, Jesse Gomez is like one of them LA ska secrets right there. That boy's deadly. Yeah, lead guitar, Gitsy.
That's nice.
Right? He had the little chirps and everything.
Yeah, that's real
I
nice.
call them chirps. I don't know if they call them chirps or anybody calls them chirps, but
oh yeah, chirps.
Bing,
Definitely.
chirps, right?
Chirps.
As a guitar player, do you call it chirps?
Yeah,
Devin?
definitely.
Okay, good. Then maybe chirp it.
Those, yeah,
Chirp it.
chirps. Oh, they're chirps. That's what they are. Objectively,
That's what they
they're
are.
Objectively
They're
chirps.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, those guys
And-
groove so
I
hard.
know. Angel on rhythm guitar and vocals, and our
Eric.
buddy Eric on the cajon.
On the cajon.
Yeah, Eric's in
man.
our Laker text thread.
He is in
Yes,
our
we have
Laker
his- we have
text
his-
thread.
We're using this platform tomorrow to do a little conference
Yeah.
Laker game watch.
And when this airs, they would have already played their game one of the Western Conference
That's
against
true. Oh wow,
the Dirty Nuggets.
Dirty Nuggets.
Yeah. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers. All right, well let's get back into some Toots music.
This is one of my this is a banger right here, this next tune for sure.
Yeah, you know this one?
Yeah.
All right. Of course you do. You're the one playing the records. Well, this is Toots and the Maytals. This is still the Maytals with a tune called Ska War.
in time. Everything is alright. We're going to Broadway. Very first time. We're out of the jungle. Everything is alright.
Ska time.
Ska time. Those Prince Buster produced Maytals tracks are some of the best ones.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely.
So good. Let's do another ska tune.
I'm down.
feel ska is the way to go right now. Me and Roger like ska. And
Ska's good.
Toots, I don't know. It's like, is it safe to say Toots is like, if I had to pick a number one ska group, it might be the Maytals, you know? There's lots of
You can't
contenders up there,
you can't
you know?
bring that question right now. You can't do that. That's like I'd have to think about it. However,
right. and like if the answer wasn't Toots, you wouldn't want to say it on this show. But I'm comfortable answering that question because I feel like it's Toots. Like the Maytals are, you know, they have the biggest body of quality material during the ska era of any vocal group. You know, you talk about the Wailers, Stranger Cold, Justin Hinds, they all rival, right? But I don't know if any of them really match.
I was thinking as you were talking, as I always do. No, not true. I can't think of a group. When you say group, then automatically I'm just trying. I mean, of course, Rocksteady. You know, you can argue handfuls of groups.
Yeah. No, I'm talking ska.
The Maytals, I agree. I would have to really think about it, and the fact that I can't think of another group, that already means that no one would come close. Even I agree with you, Devin. Good call. The Maytals.
I mean, they've got like 3 LPs, like not just putting aside all the 7-inches, right? They've got the Sensational Maytals, the Never Grow Old LP,
yeah.
and the Life Could Be a Dream, right? Those are all 3 full-length ska records where every tune is dope. Every tune is a 10.
Yep.
And then they've got, you know, those 7-inches like Pain in My Belly and ZACIONS and, you know,
Tons.
6 and 7 book and so many.
Yeah.
It's because Toots can sing and because they never ran out of stuff to write about.
That's true.
That's my theory.
Yeah. Never grow old.
Exactly. So speaking of Never Grow Old, let's play a tune from that record. I want to play a song called My Destination from the Never Grow Old LP. Do you have that one queued up on deck?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's queued up. Not visually. Now visually it is. We bring the little camera over here.
There we go.
And now
there it is. Oh, look at that.
turntable 1 is on.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. It's a lot of work moving this little camera back and forth. So thank you for recognizing that and appreciating it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. You're going to get an award.
I need a raise now.
Our award show at the end of the Rootfire award show.
Yeah.
You're up for a lot of awards. You're nominated
which is held
for a lot.
at the Staples Center Yeah, it's held at the Staples Center this year.
Well, it was gonna be. It was gonna be
because of COVID. We couldn't do it.
Yeah, we're doing it at Reed's house now, but
yeah,
it was gonna be
Reed's-
Staples Center. Yeah.
Reed's backyard.
Yeah. All
Hopefully,
right.
yeah.
You're nominated for sure.
Good.
This
good.
one is my dog is coming to see what all the
Heck
hullabaloo
yeah.
is about.
Heck
All right,
yeah.
this is My Destination from the Never Grow Old LP.
Well, I fell in love with a girl one Sunday. Fell in love with my friend on Monday. My mind was worried, my heart was in trouble. He's her fascination, her inspiration, and her destination. I was walking on a lonely road one Tuesday. I met a girl, she dated me for Wednesday. And Thursday we were walking down the aisle, and Friday we were feeling so fine. Even Saturday, she's my fascination, my inspiration, and my destination. What is our dream, baby? I was walking on a lonely road one Tuesday. I met a girl, she dated me on Wednesday. On Thursday we were walking down the aisle, on Friday we were feeling so fine. Even Saturday. She's my fascination, my inspiration, and my destination. She's my fascination, my inspiration, and my destination. She's my fascination, my inspiration, and my destination.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can really, that's one of those tunes you can really hear the other Maytals singing, right? Raleigh and Jerry.
Oh yeah.
You can really hear them on that one.
I can hear him.
Good. Because they're, that's good.
Because they're there.
They are there.
I wonder if either of them had like some songs where they would take the lead. Because I definitely can't think of like a Toots and the Maytals song where I'm like, oh, it's Toots and the Maytals, but like, you know, it's not Toots singing the lead, you know?
I mean, and it's kind of like, it kind of sucks for those other two because they're great singers. But like, if you're in
Oh,
a
yeah.
group, if you're in a singing group with one of the greatest vocalists of all time, it's like
It's true.
you gotta let him sing. You know, I feel like Sam Cooke's the Soul Stirrers, the gospel group he was in before he started doing pop stuff. It's like they had another dude, and who I'm blanking on his name, well-known gospel singer that people would know, and I know. I just can't think of his name right now. But amazing voice. Like if you heard this guy sing somewhere, you'd be like, whoa, like this is a
Right.
singer. I can't believe it. But he was in a group with Sam Cooke. I mean, so he didn't get to
True.
sing. Every time like they would let him sing lead, and like when you listen to the Soul Stirrers and Sam Cooke singing, and then he comes in, you're kind of like, all right, get back to Sam. And it's
Right.
dude's just like, sorry, bro, you're amazing, but you happen to be in a group with maybe the best vocalist of all time. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Right. What are you gonna do? Hey,
But-
it's. I like it though. Everyone knows their role. It really is a dish with a lot of ingredients, and the Maytals, Toots and the Maytals would not have that sound.
Their harmonies were impeccable. Those guys, Jerry and Raleigh, really were the perfect. It was a perfect trio, So you gotta like give props to
Right.
those two, and especially like on those early recordings, because you have to assume like in that one video, that everyone's seen of them, early ska days where they're singing Which tune is that they're doing? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is it the black and white footage?
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
Oh, there's a footage of them singing Bam Bam, like kind of a cappella vibe. Oh, you're talking about the what they did with Jimmy Cliff. It was like this is Ska video, that one back in the day. Yeah. And it had like I think the Dragoneers were the backing band. I think.
So you gotta like you look at the mics they're using, right? And so you're gonna hear everyone's vocals because it's really a lot of what the vocal mix is gonna be is up to the singers themselves at the time of performance, right? Even in the studio, because it's like your proximity to the mic. And that's a group where like it sounded great when they were all kind of equally close to the mic, because you could pick Toots' voice out in there for sure, but it's kind of like volume wise it's on par with the other guys, and it works like perfectly.
It's funny you bring that up, right? Because those mics, that's like an RCA type, old school RCA mics. They're super duper expensive nowadays, right? But yesterday, and I'm not trying to like steer the conversation, but it's so true. Yesterday I was talking with scientists, the dub defining scientist, and that's what he brought up and talked about was the ability. A lot of people nowadays don't have the ability to mix themselves. So when you talk about three vocalists around one mic, that's an art in itself. Yeah, I mean, nowadays you get three dudes and one guy will be in Los Angeles, one guy will be in New York, and there you go, fly the tracks in and try to create the magic afterwards. But that's an art within itself. You got to blend and to know, okay, there's a hierarchy here and we're trying to achieve a certain sound. So I agree with you. No,
that's a great point.
For sure.
And you're encouraged nowadays to kind of do the opposite of that. The engineer's like, just sing, just do it. I got you. But back then it was like, no, you have to really, really know how to do much more than just sing your parts.
Right. True talent,
amazing, Yeah.
True talent.
It's amazing. Well, I think we brought up the Sensational Maytals LP, and I think we should play a song from that one.
Yeah.
This is another ska tune. This one is called My New Name.
Yeah.
It says, don't ask me how I got my name. Oh, sorry. You could have kept playing it. I'm like doing
I want to know.
Right
no,
here.
that was mine, but
I'm doing you right. I'm going to talk about
I want to see if where I'm at in the record. Did I? Hold on real quick.
Ooh.
There
nice.
we go. Trust me. That sounded like we're trying to call. Never mind. I think we're at the top of it now.
All right. Well,
let's try it.
This is My New Name by the Maytals. Here we go.
Yeah. And if it's another song, it's another song. Just groove to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Here we go.
Don't ask me how I've got my name. Don't ask me how I've got my name. I told you once, I told you twice, this name makes me feel quite alright. Don't ask me how I've got my name. I told you how I've got my name. I've got this name way back in Spain. You call me Mr. Something about no rimming and simming and rimming and king. Don't ask me how I've got my name. It's what I'm telling you. You hear what I'm saying to you. Oh, I'm not fooling you. No. You call me Mr. Something about no rimming and simming and rimming and king. Don't ask me how I've got my name. This soul. Sing it again, man. Blow it again, man. Blow. Don't ask me how I've got my name. 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 My little new name. That's my little new name. That's my little new name.
Man, they just sound like they're having so much fun on that tune. There it
Oh
is.
yeah,
Woo. Like you just hear like how much fun Toots is having on that song.
dude.
That's one of the reasons I love that song so much.
Yeah, they I mean, that's the case for a lot of their tunes too. It's just that whole, like I say, I keep that's the one thing that comes to mind. It's like I would love to be there. It's like one big party, you know?
Right. And
I'm
I
into
wonder,
it.
like, that's the Sensational Maytals LP. They were still called the Maytals, right? That was pre-Toots and the Maytals because,
Right.
like, the lyrics in that song, he's saying, you know, and, like, damn it, this is something else, like, we would have asked him if we had him on the show. Right. Like, you know, he's saying, like, you know, don't ask me how I got my name. That's, like, the hook, right?
Yeah.
And I read somewhere that he didn't like the name Toots.
Really?
And so I was wondering, like, is that song?
He wanted to go by Frederick? Or
I don't know what it was, but like, that's you can read about that, and I should have like looked that up more. But I read somewhere like he wasn't really into the name Toots, at least at some points in his career. And so I wondered to myself, like, is that what that song's about? He's like, don't ask me how I got my name. Like,
It
but then
could
I'm
be.
like, no, but they weren't called Toots and the Maytals yet, you know. So it
Right.
wouldn't really make sense unless
That's true.
I don't know, man. The things.
I mean, there's so many things, right? If there was ever a guest that we want to really just bombard them with questions, you know, man.
Ay. Life.
The great Toots Hibbert, yes. Jesus.
Well, we played a lot of ska. Why don't we do a rocksteady tune now? This next one is from the Do the Reggae LP. And I think we need to cue up the video on this one.
Oh, video.
Yeah, Roger's multitasking.
Boom.
So I don't mind giving you a little reminder.
We got it. We got it.
This one is a tune called Just Tell Me. My brother and I, when we do acoustic gigs together, we like to play this one. Rocksteady Toots and the Maytals. Here we go. Just Tell Me.
Yeah.
One more time. Just tell me that you really love me true, and I will know just what to do. Just tell me that you're in love with me, and I will know that you want me diligently. There is nothing in this world that I wouldn't do for you. There is nothing for you to pray to ask me to do. Want to tell me that you love me too, and I will know just what to do because I love you. Sing it again. La 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 la. All right, just tell me that you really love me true, and I will know just what to do. All right, just tell me that you're in love with me. Yeah, you do. And I will know that you want me diligently. There is nothing in this world that I wouldn't do for you. There is nothing for you to break to ask me to do. Won't you tell me that you love me too, and I will know just what to do because I love you. Say that again. La 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 la
Man, beautiful guitar work on that. You think that's Lynn Tate or Ernest Franklin?
Good question, but I'm going to say it doesn't grab me as being Lynn Tate. I have to rehear it because you asked me that question. I just heard the last chirp,
Right.
chirps of it all.
And could it be someone else? Are those the only two options?
Let me see here. Where was it recorded? It's all about the studio.
All right.
Maytals, do the reggae. Let's see. Let's get on it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so funny, right? I'm like, well, let me just read about it. But then
Yeah, it's a reissue, so I'm not sure.
you never know, right? It's a reissue. Is it a comp kind of thing? But
No,
Hux Brown is given credit to, but
He's
Hux
playing rhythm.
is a rhythm.
Yeah.
So lead guitar, they don't really come out and saying it. Ooh, man. Well, you can't lose with Wrangling or Tate.
No, you can't. You're winning either way.
Either way, you're winning.
You are winning either way. So,
But good question.
yeah, well, I don't know.
It might
Either
be
way,
Lynn Tate
either
because I don't know Wrangling to do many chirps. I don't know. See, now you got me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't any like wrangling real.
But see, Lynn Tate also has that reverby, blasty kind of like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a certain sound, like a thinness, but a good thinness.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Well, we just don't know.
We'll
We don't know
figure
on
it
that
out.
one.
we don't
But
know.
it's a
on
great
that one.
tune nonetheless.
Yes.
Let's go back to play some. We got some more video tributes.
Oh yeah, this next video is by a really good friend of mine. Devin's a really good friend of him. He is the lead singer of one of the bands I'm in, the Aggrolites.
Mm-hmm.
He has an amazing voice, and when we started the band,
The Aggrolites.
the Aggrolites. Well, when I started the Maytals, when we started the band, it was effortless because there really wasn't much thought into it. But that's a beautiful thing because what happens is our influences were already set; they were already there. So we were influenced by just many different off the wall things, modern music, whatnot. But one thing that was congruent between a lot of people in the band, especially between the songwriters, me and Jesse, it was Toots and the Maytals, and how funky and soulful Toots was, and then how some of the music later, like recorded with Leslie Kong and all that stuff, like it just totally defined what we wanted to do. And so, without further ado, Mr. Jesse Wagner doing his version of Time Tough.
Listen, I go to bed, but sleep won't come. I get up in the night, I couldn't stand this feeling. No, early in the morning, oh mercy. I just got the same old situation. Nah. Deep came the landlord. Hey. Oh, coming knocking up on my door. He just knocking up upon my door. I got $400 a month rent to pay, and I can't find no job. Let me say time's up. Everything is out of sight. It's so hard, so hard, so hard, so hard. It's time's up. Everything is going higher and higher, higher and higher. Sicily cannot bear it. Oh, Brother Lincoln, stand it down. Crying night and day, louder and louder. Nobody to help them in any way. I got $400 a month rent to pay, and I can't find no dollar. Let me say, time's up. Everything is out of sight. It's so hard. Time's up. Everything is going higher and higher, higher and higher. Wow. bad times will take over. When Toots was a little boy, I just kept feeling it, feeling it, feeling it, feeling it. Good wow! Get a guitar. Yeah. Oh, ooh, yeah. Ha. Hey, hey. Oh, oh. Time's off. Everything is out of sight. It's so hard. It's so hard. So time's off. Everything is going higher and higher, higher and higher. You can't blame the minister, and you can't blame the preacher, and you can't blame your brother. You cannot blame your sister. You cannot blame your friends, 'cause today is a judgment day. And that's why everybody got to get down on their knees and pray. Time's off. Everything is out of sight. It's so hard. So hard. So hard. Time's off. Everything is going higher and higher. 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 Higher and higher.
Yeah.
Get it, Jesse. Get
Jesse.
it, boy. Yeah, man, that was a good one. That was Jesse Wagner with "Time Tough," and that's a song that we definitely talked a lot about. We actually modeled one of our tunes after that song.
Oh yeah.
On the album Aggrolite album 4. There's a song, and of course I forget the name of the song because that album has a lot of songs.
It's called Time. Time is difficult.
It's called Time Again. Yeah, Time is Difficult. There you go. But yeah, we totally modeled the whole bounce of it, the whole groove of it, the fact that there's like a little clav sound in the back of the original. If you can hear, it's like, but it's like really panned in a weird way. And of course, the high tambourine that's grooving that whole thing. It's kind of moving and leading that whole groove.
Yeah.
So yeah, that tune is great. It never gets old. It never gets old. That's what's cool about that song is that I have it in my record box. I'm always spinning it.
That's another one that my brother and I do acoustically.
Oh, really?
And it just never gets old in that sense either. Just like just fun to play and fun to sing.
Right.
I love that tune, and that's another one. I think we mentioned that right when we were like listing his smash hits.
Right.
It's like Time Tough. That's one of them.
Yeah. I remember playing that song at Dub Club in the patio section, and you know how Dub Club will have obviously all these, younger cats, that are there.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of like old school dudes that come out too, and they're kind of just filtered through the whole crowd. And so when I specifically remember playing that song, and just seeing like some of the older cats like get super stoked on it. So yeah, it's a banger for sure.
That's a banger. Good job, Jesse. I miss you. We were on tour with Jesse all summer, so I saw him every day, and now I haven't seen him in so long.
Yeah,
I miss him. Let's get back in. We got another block. We're going getting into the home stretch here of the Toots Hibbert tribute here on the Reggae Podclash. We were supposed to have him as a guest on August 29th, but he went into the hospital on August 27th, and unfortunately passed away just a few days ago. But we wanted to make sure we did this tribute to him on our 20th episode. So let's keep going with this. Going back to the ska era. This is a 7-inch, bring in Mr. Turntable, a Randy 7-inch. You can see that it's not an original pressing with the colored vinyl, but that's okay because a lot of these repressings, they did such a good job with them. You know what I mean? The sound quality is just so great, and you don't have to pay $300, for like a mint condition.
That's what makes or breaks, in my opinion, a repress. Like I got over that shit quick of like OG to repress. It's, right. For me and for you, and I think a lot of other musicians that collect records, what I've noticed is that, it's the sound. Like, come on, people. I'd rather hear a record that sounds good and is sonically full than have, let's say, an original press where it's just like scratchy and scuffy, you know?
I agree. I mean, because I consider myself a selector more than a collector. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like I'd rather have the thing that's going to sound good when I play it out.
Yeah.
That being said, though, it's like there's something about like hold it, like, you know, if you have a reverence for Jamaican music and then in your hand you have like an original pressing from the 60s or 70s, it's like not only is it a piece of music, it's an artifact, you know what I mean? It's a historical artifact. And I love thinking about, all right, this was like pressed in the Jamaican plant and then, you know, sold out of one of those dope, like maybe it was sold out of like one of those like swingling trucks, or it was sold out of, you know, Beverly's or Randy's or wherever, like record store, and maybe played on the sound system, or it was in somebody's, you know, in somebody's collection in Jamaica, or it just got, you know, shipped straight to the UK or wherever. You know, it's like this record has been on a journey from Jamaica to now to my house, you know. So I love that. I love that about original Jamaican music, but it's just like it's just so expensive to get clean pressings of original stuff. And, you know, it's like criminal really, because sometimes you will spend more on one record than that artist ever made in his entire career from that tune, you know what I mean?
That's rough, yeah.
So I always like feel bad about that. So, which is not to say, you know, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd be buying up all kinds of Jamaican
Are you kidding me?
original pressings, but these represses will have to do. So this is a repress of the tune called "Someone Going to BAWL" by the Maytals.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with any Toots and the Maytals ska tune. Devin, you there?
Sorry about that. I keep muting the mic during the records and then forgetting to turn it back on.
Oh,
but you know,
it's quite
it's
all right.
It's quite
It's
all
a
right.
live
It's better
show.
Than hearing me, yeah, it's better than hearing me talk during the record.
If you want, I could just talk to you and then just not have the response. I mean, we'll see how that goes. Give me some mouth movement, Devin.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got a couple more. So here's what I was thinking, Raj.
Yeah, man.
Why don't you play 6 and 7 book?
Yeah.
Let's do that one. And then after that, let's close it out with that tune from the Purple Comp
Okay,
LP
cool.
that
Yeah.
I really want to play. So those two, and then we'll
And then special
we've
guest,
got
right?
one more special guest depending on what time it is when we get there.
Love it.
So what do you want to play right now? You want to play 6 and 7 book right now?
This will be
Yeah. All right. So this is not a reissue. This is an original Coxsone.
OG.
Yeah. I don't know if it's original like the. 'cause
I
this is
see what
one
you're
of the.
saying.
This is one of the early Maytals tunes, but you
Well,
know,
it was on the journey that you were talking about earlier. It was
yes,
on
this,
a journey.
This has been on a journey, and this is one of my favorite Maytals tunes. I know I've been saying that, but man, as they keep coming, it's like, you know, this is one that I always go back to. 6 and 7 book, just let the
one's
music
hits.
speak for itself. So here we go, 6 and 7 book, Maytals. Yes, Toots getting biblical.
Yeah. Naming all the books.
Naming the books, the 6 and the 7s.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was one of the early ones that I recall hearing. I had a buddy.
Oh, yeah?
I think you know my buddy Albert. Shout out
course.
to Albert Morales. He lives in Texas right now. But yeah, I don't even know if it was. I'm sure it wasn't vinyl, but it was one of the on some compilation. It might have been cassette tape or something. Back in the day, I was driving when I first learned how to drive.
I was driving when I first learned how to drive.
Yeah, I
too.
was just trying to think of where. Not it was before I would learn how to drive, and I forget. We were listening to cassette tapes, but it wasn't like the cassette player in the car was broken, so we had like a portable cassette player that you brought in the
back
car.
seat, yeah.
You ever was
With,
part of
like,
that?
You had to like get D batteries when it was
Exactly,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
way better. And you're that age, you don't care. It's kind of cool that it's crunchy and you bump it loud and it's crunchy. But yeah, it was a cassette tape. Might have been a compilation, but that tune specifically, remember jamming to that as I do.
I used to do that with the tape player. They just brought back all kinds of memories because I just wanted to like in high school I had a car, but it didn't have like everything was broken in it. It didn't even have a tape player. It wasn't even like a broken tape player. It just had a radio and that was it.
Right.
And so like I just like my dream was to like play like bump reggae tapes, you know, in the car. And like, you know, as a 17-year-old, like and let everybody know like that I liked reggae.
Of course.
But I couldn't do it. I just had like the boombox in the back that was almost loud enough for like the people in the front seat to like be enjoying the music, and that was
Right.
it. Nobody
Right.
outside the car is going to be hearing it.
Yeah. Like, sorry. Nah.
Anyway, 6 and 7 books.
Yeah.
So, do you want to? Let's see. Do you want to play the last little video and then take it out with a Toots tune, or do you want to? How do you want to do this?
I don't know.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. I'm
Okay.
down.
All right. So, this is a video featuring a couple of people that I know pretty well. One of them I know very well because he's my brother, Patrick Morrison, and the other one, I'm getting to know as I grow older.
Good.
Really getting to know,
Good.
figure out. Yeah, but this is me and my brother Patrick in 2018. This is December 2018, December 9th to be exact. I know that because I was looking around on Vanessa's phone for this video. We had a gig in Reno with the Peppermill Casino, 4 nights in a row, playing 4 sets a night. My brother and I.
Dude.
So you can see in this video, there's not like, it's a casino gigs. There's no audience really. You can hear people like in the back kind of talking at the bar and stuff. And Vanessa's videoing it, and we're playing a tune by the Maytals called True Love. And this was in like a kind of sticky, like early reggae style, the original True Love. But here we're playing it in kind of like a blue beat ska kind of way. And I'm playing guitar and Patrick's playing banjo. And it was fun. There's all kinds of mistakes happening, but we had a good time. And this is our tribute to Toots. So here we go. True Love. Yeah. All right.
That was
That's me
dope.
on banjo.
That was great. I need
Oh,
more
man.
banjo in my reggae.
Well, you're gonna get some very soon
Good.
because
Yes. I can't wait. I think that people are going to be stoked to hear some new stuff. But I wanted to say, in listening to that, you guys, I wouldn't expect anything less, man. The groove is there without even having other musicians in the full band. Like I hear, just you're in the pocket, even if it's just you two. There's like a Jamaican pocket going on still, you know, and throw in like an unorthodox instrument as far as it relates to Jamaican music, like the banjo. It doesn't. It blends well. So hats off to you guys, man. That was really cool. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, the banjo, you know, is like
Well,
it's an
yeah,
African instrument. A lot of people don't really realize that. And banjo was, you know, was a Jamaican instrument in the mental years,
Right, but
and then you don't hear too much once ska starts. You
Right.
don't really hear it anymore. You know?
Right.
So yeah, for sure, I know what you're saying, but it's like I have been surprised ever since I've been playing with Patrick because I had the same thoughts. Like at first, it was like, okay, this will be kind of like novelty. You know, people will appreciate like a banjo, but then once I heard it, I was like, oh, it sounds so right. It sounds like it's supposed to be there. You know. And Patrick is a great musician and he knows how to play jazz and stuff like that. But Jamaican music is his first love, you know, which I always say is the most important thing. If you're going to be playing Jamaican music, if you're going to be playing reggae music, ska music, rocksteady, you know, it doesn't matter how great of a musician you are. It's got to be the music you love for you to do it justice. And so that's why I love playing with Patrick, is because that's his favorite kind of music. You know what I mean? So I don't got to worry about him.
The Morrison Brothers.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, we got a record coming out soon that we're recording with Roger Revis. It's mostly me and Patrick, and Patrick plays a bunch of bass on it and you know, percussion and all kinds of stuff. But this is a tribute to Toots Hibbert, and you know, we've got one more song to play before we close it out.
Yeah.
And you know, I just want to say how much Toots music, you know, meant to me personally and will always mean to me. You know, I'll just share a quick, like one of my favorite memories of Toots on a personal note. I never got to meet him, but when I was about 19 or 20 years old, we had a friend who was the doorman at House of Blues, and who was a security guard at House of Blues, and Toots was gonna play at House of Blues, and so this was probably like around, if I was 19 or 20, then this is like 2000 or 2001 or something like that. It's like 2001 probably. And we wanted to go see Toots. I mean, we were so into Jamaican music at that point. But we couldn't go because we were under 21. And so our friend told us like, hey, I think my friend can get us in. We just got to show up. Maybe we won't get in. Maybe we will get in, but we just got to show up. And so, we didn't think we were going to get in. He said no, but we hung around. At the last minute, he opened the door. Right when Toots was about to go on, the doorman he opened the door and he was like, listen, all of you, don't drink. If you go to the bar, like, you're going to get kicked out and I'm going to get fired. And none of us drank at that time. So we were like, yeah, no big deal. So we just ran, and Toots was starting right then, and we just ran to the front, and it was one of the best shows I've ever been to. That was like one of the first like old school Jamaican artists that I saw, you know, and it was just, he was so good. It was just like, I can't, like, you know, obviously I never saw him in his, like, in the 70s or anything like that, but it's just, I couldn't imagine him being better than that. His voice was there. He was super high energy dancing on stage. His band was killing it. He played played Pressure Drop and Sweet and Dandy and Monkey Man and all these tunes that, like, to me, they weren't cliche yet, you know what I mean? I was just really getting into reggae music, so these were all the songs I wanted to hear anyway. So there was no like, oh, he's only playing the hits. It was like, yes, he's playing all the hits, and it was amazing, you know. So
nice.
Yeah, ever since then, it was like, you know how like some of the first artists you see, that experience kind of makes you more of a fan than you were to go into it, you know. So after that, I was just always like, oh, Toots, he's the best. Like, I love Toots, he's the best.
Right.
And so he's always meant like so much to me on that
Heck
level.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool story, dude.
Yeah. You have any Toots stories you'd like to share, or shall we?
I met him. I met his music probably last week, so I'm getting used to all this music. This is cool. It's cool. I mean,
pretty good.
No, I've definitely talked about how much of an influence he has been on me as a songwriter, as being a musician. I think that more so, right? Because if I was just a listener and fan of reggae, Jamaican music in general, it still would hit me. But I think it hits more when you're a musician and you're writing songs, because you're looking for those kind of grooves or tunes, or as a vocalist, you know, you're looking for inspiration, and Toots is a big inspiration for any vocalist, especially if you're a singer that's playing Jamaican music. You know, that's textbook. That's chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you so yeah, I think as a being a musician, he's definitely been a huge inspiration, and I just big fan of his music. You know, so
All right. Well, we're gonna close out with this tune from Toots and the Maytals. I think it's just a Maytals tune. It's called,
okay. Credits
It's
to
called My Daily Food. He says, prayer is my daily food. All the rays of light sent down from heaven is my daily food. Daily Food by the Maytals.
My daily food, prayer is my daily food. And the grace of life sent down from heaven is my daily food. Another grip, take another grip. Hold fast and never let go. I don't matter what the people of the world might say. Hold fast and never let go. Heaven down here, heaven up there. And the grace of life sent down from heaven is my daily food. Another grip, take another grip. Hold fast and never let go. I don't matter what the people of the world might say. Hold fast and never let go. Heaven down here, heaven up there. Where the grace of life sent down from heaven is my daily food. Another grip, take another grip. Hold fast and never let go. I don't matter what the people of the world might say. Hold fast and never let go. I don't matter what the people of the world might say. Hold fast and never let go. I don't matter what the people of the world might say. Hold fast and never let go. Another grip, another grip, another grip, another grip. Hold fast and never let go. Yeah. I don't matter what the people of the world might say. Hold fast and never let go. Another grip, another grip. Hold fast.
Yes.
Ooh,
My Daily Food.
another hit, man. That's
Another
a
hit.
short one.
I know.
It's all banger though. Shoot.
It's like because of the speed, I think. Ska tunes, you know what I mean? They're just like
True.
slow it down to reggae and or rock steady, and you add an extra 45 seconds on.
Right. True
you
that.
know?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, everybody, that was our Toots Hibbert tribute. The man is gone in the flesh, but his music will live on. Music will live on forever, as long as we all keep listening to it and playing it. And that's gonna do it. We will be back. Let's see. We pre-recorded this, so you're watching this on Saturday. We will be back next Saturday
Yeah.
at the regular time with the Reggae Podclash. Who we got on the show next week, Raj?
I think I don't want to say it. And
No, I was
do you
spacing
know-
on it too. I've
Oh.
been thinking about this Toots thing, and I forget who we have.
Well, who
Oh,
do we have? We have one of. I'm a huge fan of this gentleman, and I don't want to say. I don't want to say starstruck, but like people that are contemporaries rather. And I say that, but he's really not the contemporary. I do consider him next level kind of person, Mr. Prince Fatty
Yes, that's
from
right.
the UK.
I was waiting this whole time, like, who do we
and
have?
Shanice,
That's right.
and Shanice will be joining him. Beautiful, talented singer that he's producing. But Prince Fatty is like really, I've been listening to dub music all my life, but I really over the past couple of years been getting into the actual engineering of dub music, and it's such a fun thing. And Fatty has enlightened many. He's a teacher of many dub students that are even doing their thing nowadays. So he's so cool because he's just not like he's trying to do a specific throwback thing where like I want to sound exactly like King Tubby or Scientist or something like that, but he's really more of modern meets old school, and it comes out really beautifully. He's a really good producer. All the Holly Cook stuff you hear coming from the Fatty stable.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot wait to chit chat with Prince Fatty.
I mean, man,
And
it's going to be
Shanice.
good.
It's gonna
All
be
right.
fun.
It's going to be a great one. Well, Raj, this was
Dev.
fun. This is the first, today was the music of Toots Hibbert. Rest in peace. And we're going to do, every few months, we're going to do one of these selector showcases where Roger and I, pick some kind of theme and just play records.
Yes.
But next week, we will be back to having guests on the show, the great Prince Fatty. But until then, everyone be good to each other. Listen to some Toots and the Maytals. And Raj, I will see you next week, man.
Devin, we'll see you everyone. Later days.